I already made a video on Autism Awareness Month explaining the definition of autism, and I felt the appropriate need to post this because because I wanted to educate those that are unfamiliar with the autism term under the neurodivergent umbrella, and like having to educate them in the world of autism is fun because like me as an autistic, like I have like so many experiences in my childhood up to my teenage life and now in my adult life where I fully disclose about my autism diagnosis. So I have explained the struggles of autism and people with autism can really be creative, can really enter in like a lot of career jobs that they wish to be in. There's also times where we get very overstimulated. Yeah, and there are three levels of ASD. So one being low support needs. So the second one is like you need support needs for most of the time, and then the last level 3, which is like high support needs, autism. And like many ASD level 1 people may have low support needs, but other people may have like high support needs coming from like ASD level 1. And so I wanted to explain ASD level 1 in its own little video, and I'm going to explain to you what ASD level 1 actually means, even though like I've already like explained what it actually means. So in case like if you don't know what ASD level 1 is, it's basically like basically when like this person has like low support needs, which in terms like you may need help in some certain situations, but often at times like you may not need help in certain predicaments. And low support needs, you gotta understand that low support needs does not equal no assistance. Like I actually needed help. I actually needed help when it comes to having low support needs. Like I wouldn't say that I don't actually need help in terms of having to solve a more complex math problem or looking so lost and not knowing where to go. Like I actually do need help in certain situations. Like if I don't have like a tutorial in front of me, like I would completely lose my mind. I don't know where to even think. I don't know how to like solve this problem. I don't know how to get from point A to point B. Like really I need to have a tutorial in order for me to like be able to get a whole lot of knowledge inside of my head. Like if I like having tutorials really helps me a lot. It will aid me a lot through most of my ASD level 1 experience. And whether it's like in text or like in a visual representation, like that is a tutorial. And it is so helpful when people actually make a lot of tutorials, because I can really learn a lot of these things from them. And like there's going to be like a lot of text that are gonna be like from a beginning level all the way to like hard level. So having a beginner's tutorial or having like some sort of like tutorial where I can like learn and understand how to solve a complex math equation can really help me, can really benefit me in certain situations. Um, but often at times I may not need help if I'm solving a very much similar problem. But when it's like a a difficult complex math problem that the tutorial didn't really note it, that the tutorial didn't really like really explain what to actually, that the tutorial didn't really explain what is going on in that in the math problem. Like I tend to get like really confused. I like my brain is like is sending me signals of like confusedness and like what, and it leaves me like a lot of questions and like answers. So I feel that like tutorials are a great benefit for me in terms of low support needs. Accommodations also really help as well. Like if I do need extra time, like on a school exam, if I may need accommodations to like in certain situations where I would need like more time and having to finish like a math like homework or like a art project, that also really helps as well. And there's other like accommodations like outside of school, like such as having to get groceries done, having to like get your workout done, and with the assistance and having to lift weights, also having to do a certain everyday daily tasks that I do not need help in, like but sometimes I may need help when I'm doing like some daily tasks. But yeah, like accommodations is something that I would love to have, and that has helped me a lot throughout my autistic life. And so I'm never afraid to really ask somebody for help. I may feel overwhelmed, and I may not be able to like ask for help if I'm very overstimulated, if I'm very even overwhelmed of everything around me in terms of having to complete a certain work, complete certain schoolwork or like career work. Like I may not be able to ask for help when I'm very like overstimulated or like overwhelmed, but in situations where I feel like less overwhelmed or less overstimulated, I would actually ask for help. So yeah, I'm never really afraid to ask for help when I actually do need it. I feel that we as a community need to like help each other out. We need to help other people out in situations where life is gonna get a lot more difficult in the real world. So yeah, that's my explanation of ASD level 1. Hopefully I explained it in a more like in a more informative way, because I know a lot of the autistics, well, like most of the autistics are like at this point like ASD level 1, and so I wanted to like have it in its own like separate video. I am planning to talk about hyperfixation in autism by next week. So yeah, I will talk about hyperfixation and autism, as I do feel that when I'm having to complete a certain task and someone tells me that hey, it's time for you to like go outside and touch grass, and me having to feel like, oh, like I need to finish this first before having to like go outside and touch grass, because what if I lose all my work, or what if I don't really save my work in the case of a power outage. And so like and so hyperfixation and autism is it is like something that I have like I've had experiences with, and I'm going to talk about it next week, because I feel that is much more interesting enough for me to talk about hyperfixation and autism, and yeah, like it's all part of like it's part of like part of my ASD level 1 situation here, and so it pretty much relates to that. So I will talk about it in another video next week, but that is like my ASD level 1 explanation. Again, I hope that this really educates you when it comes to those that have lower support needs. And once again, lower support needs doesn't actually mean that I don't need any help, that I don't need any assistance in certain situations. So if I do need help on something that is like simple but more complex, I would actually ask a trusted adult, or I would actually ask a trusted professional on this, because I'm really not afraid. I'm not really shy when it comes to asking for help, or asking for questions or concerns about something that I am very unfamiliar with. So yeah, that is my whole explanation of ASD level 1. If you guys have any insights, if you have any comments about what I have talked about so far, I would love it if you can share that in the comments down below. That would be greatly appreciated. If you enjoyed this video, please go give it a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next week talking about hyperfixation and autism, because I feel that it is going to be more interesting when I talk about hyperfixation and autism. And that has been lingering around me in my autism life for so long, and so I'm going to talk about it in a separate video, talking about hyperfixation and autism. So I'll see you guys next week talking about that topic. See ya.